Hey YouTube, Petey Twofinger here. This is kind of an odd topic video. For the last 20 years, my wife and I have been going to the local head shop purchasing WildBerry brand incense to use as our air freshener. We have a cat. He eats treats. He's got a treat habit. He makes his boom boom. He makes steak thoughts sometimes, and it's like we keep one incense thing on one side of the dwelling and one on the other, and it's like quick, like who's got a lighter? I mean, I don't smoke anymore. I used to smoke. After a good smoking night, you would really need to do something. So, open the patio, air it out, light some incense. What I have found over the years is purchasing incense from dollar store or Walmart. They have that aisle at Walmart that's like votive candles, scented oils, and then the incense. All of that stuff. The gas station variety of incense, it costs you about $1. It's awful. It's just terrible. I mean, you can kind of smell it through the package a little bit. You'll light it, and it's like there's a lot of carbonized, burnt smell, and then a little bit of the fragrance. So we found this company called WildBerry, and that's at the local head shop where they sell all the pot pipes and meth kits. They got this. It's called urine luck, and it's like this stuff you drink it and then you pee clean. The probation officer doesn't find all the heroin and PCP and crack cocaine in your urine. You're in luck. why couldn't I think of this? So yeah. Anyway. The owner of the head shop was always like, you're back again, huh? Like I was a narc. Because I don't have any gear, and I don't know, I just guess I just look like a cop, right? And I mean, I'm not a cop. Like back there when I was going to this place, anyway, I probably could have used some of the urine luck, but we always bought Fantasia, which it kind of smells like marshmallowy and roses and cinnamon. It was just like an undescribable, really pleasant aroma. I mean, there is two kinds of incense in the world. There's the type that maybe you would buy it, maybe you would light it and then put it out and didn't really smell that good. Kind of smelled bad, like burning, and you'll be like, I don't know. And then the other kind of incense is WildBerry. That's the brand. And that's the type that if you smell it once, you will never want to go without that aroma in your life. It is such outstanding, really strong. I mean, how I use it, I've got one of these. This is like a roach clip or an alligator clip. And I light it and I clip it on about a centimeter after the cherry. And that's all I need. I mean, it's not exactly the Taj Mahal here. And I'd find it overpowering if I burn a quarter stick. It's like, whoa, I mean, but they've got a huge, don't get me wrong, they've got a massive assortment. I'll just direct you to go check it out. It's WildBerry, wild-berry.com, and they have candles, scented oils. They've got giant incense lightsaber sticks and minis and the regular sticks. I get the 20 packs. It's between $3 and $4 depending on where you buy them. And this company, they've been around. They've been around since I think 1970, and they're in Ohio somewhere. Their address is on they're on a High Street, which I thought that was did they plan that out or did they just get lucky? But yeah, that WildBerry it's becoming more popular. I've seen it at the mall. It's like they have mason jars or ball jars with the incense, and it's a yellow label like this. It's kind of an orangish. It says WildBerry. That's the stuff. And I mean, every other type of incense, with the exception of Nag Champa. I've gotten some Nag Champa. We got one box of it. It had the picture. It had a guy. He was kind of didn't have much hair, and it was kind of what hair he did was kind of coming out. And he had a white robe with a flower necklace on, and he was doing his Hare Krishna pose. That stuff also had a holographic authenticity seal. It's like $2 for a 20 pack of this stuff. They'll clone anything. I've heard of cloning little IC integrated circuit chips that cost 50 cents. They're cloning those. And there was a guy on Facebook. He had a capacitor, and he opened it up, and inside of that was the actual real tiny little capacitor. like, who's in here? No one. And then here's the little guy. Like, I just can't believe, if you're gonna clone properly, at least this 20 years in, we're going to this head shop. It's not like my wife's way home from work. It'll be like, man, I only got, like, I'm down to like my last, like, 2 centimeters of that stick of Fantasia. Please stop and get some incense. And so she brought a pack home recently, and sure enough, it was fake. I absolutely couldn't believe it. This stuff, it smells awful when you light it. And like the ink on the base, it isn't really, it just doesn't look very good. It's lighter. It's not like the actual WildBerry is, this flavor, it's dark. And like, when I would buy the authentic WildBerry, I would throw it in a newspaper. They have this Illinois Entertainer. It's like a really cool local publication for musicians. And they would have an entertainer at this head shop. So I would throw a couple 20 packs in that, throw it in the trunk. But about 5 minutes down the road in the Volvo, man, it would reek. And if you handled it, like, you'd have to go ahead and wash your hands. You're still going to be smelling that WildBerry. This is excellent incense. Very, very potent, aromatic fragrance stuff. With the, I heard when I was a kid the rumor. You remember punks? This stick was like an unscented incense. You would use that on 4th of July to light your firecrackers, your lady fingers, and what have you. I always heard this rumor that those punks were indeed made from camel dung, and it wouldn't surprise me that it was the main ingredient in this fake scent, this bunk-ass incense, was indeed some sort of a fecal-based product. Camel or not, it's probably made from the... I'm not even going to admonish this, but so yeah, we ended up with 220 packs of this fake scent. It smelled absolutely disgusting. And we had one really good box of Nag Champa. This stuff smelled so excellent. I'm not a fan of like religious type of incenses, but this stuff, it smelled kind of like Dracar Noir or something. It was just like a really pleasant aroma. And we bought another bag of that, and it was a little different. It didn't have the hairy guy on there, and it was terrible. It smelled like burning charcoal, like barely any fragrance. So since then, I don't think I've ever gotten, I probably bought it 4 or 5 times total maybe. We had one good batch. So I'm going to have to research that and look into it. When I got burned on this last batch, I'm like, I can't believe this. Like, what's a person got to do to get some legitimate incense in this town? Like, is this just Chicago? I emailed my brother-in-law lives in Portland. And he, like, kind of follows the jam band scene and stuff. So I figured, like, he might know. They were like, what? They were like, and he asked some friends of theirs, or his wife asked around, and their buddies knew about the fake Nag Champa. But anyway, I Facebooked. This head shop doesn't have a, they don't have a website. So I got a hold of them on Facebook, and I'm like, please respond. Well, they didn't respond. So I ended up, my daughter had went to the mall and talked to some girl that worked in my kid doesn't, the only reason my kid was in Hot Topic was because she was sick of hearing me gripe about this incense conundrum. And the Hot Topic chick with the piercings knew about it. She was like, oh yeah, they make that fake shit all the time, She's like, this is the real stuff. So my daughter bought a box of this, and it's bad. Unbelievable. Satya Sai Baba Nag Champa Agarbati. And it's got a no bunnies logo on it. And this was manufacturers and exporters Srinivas Sugandhalaya. So I'm going to have to, if anyone knows about this Nag Champa, like the stuff that I bought, it was in a, box was like that, and it was excellent. So if anybody knows, I'd really appreciate it. Anyway, after I didn't hear back from Sight and Sound, oops, this head shop that I'll never be going. I'm actually going to be going back over there. I emailed WildBerry. My daughter was in that Hot Topic. She found that it was, that's the name of the company that makes the stuff that I've been using for the last, 20 years. I've been buying this stuff, once a month. So I emailed this person, and through that conversation, her name's Heather, and she said, you know what? She said sometimes people just buy the cheap stuff and they put it in our containers, which that's what I thought was going on. But I didn't want to think. I thought, well, maybe like there's an embargo on the real ingredient that goes in. I was in denial about this. So anyway, I told Heather what happened, and today I got some incense mail. I didn't say vape mail. So let's see what we got. We got this, and this says there is something special in the air. And it did not come from the south end of your cat. Hey Petey, we are sorry to hear you got some incense that were of poor quality. We hope that these replacements meet your expectations that you desire from the WildBerry. If you can't find a new store, you can always purchase from our website, www.wild-berry.com. Peace, love, and incense, the WildBerry crew. Well, WildBerry crew, thank you very much. The original collage for this card was created with various materials collected from our factory. Designed for WildBerry by Irene Friedman, 2008. So this company is really, they're really impressing me more and more. Let's see what we got here. This is the 20 Fantasia pack. They sent me extras. Evergreen 20 pack. Some heartwood, and then a sample pack. And the sample pack actually has them separated. They've got individual plastic tubes to keep the fragrances from impregnating each other. Well, that was a bit of trickery. I had already opened that package. The first video went too long, so I'm reshooting it, trying to keep it down. There was a note on the wrapping that said that when there's extra sticks, sometimes they do have a quality control. And whatever doesn't pass that muster, they send out as free extras in the packaging. So, man, I'm going to say, I can't tell you how impressed I was with WildBerry Incense Corporation. If you're going to be buying this stuff, buy the best. Check out WildBerry. Check out their website. They've got scented candles. They've got oils, and a full range of incense from the ridiculous, like, lightsaber size all the way down to mini sticks. So a huge to the folks over at that head shop. I know the unfortunate tragedy in 2007. That's a whole nother video. The owner was murdered. Joe Salami, if you want to read that story, it's a tragedy. He was a great guy. Joe was, he really was. He had a great sense of humor, and I always enjoyed my short but always hilarious conversations. So I wanted to say, keep your eye out for that fake incense. You could tell right away by looking at it. The ink is dull, kind of spotty. In the case, like, if you look, I know I was wrapping this up. This is the evergreen. You can see right through the package how dark it is. And then this is the evergreen, the artificial. It's real light. The stick looks terrible. The main way you can tell without lighting it is by the strength of the aroma, the fragrance. If it's not like, whoa, like pungent, like you almost don't even want to touch it with your hands because you know that smell won't be coming off, that's the real deal WildBerry. If you got to pick it up to your nose to smell it, and it doesn't really, because this stuff, when you burn it, you barely smell the fragrance. You smell a foul, burned, carbonized, unpleasant aroma from all of that fake Walmart crap. So do yourself a favor. Get down to your local record store, local head shop, or just order it online. WildBerry Incense, made in the United States since the early 70s. Peace, love, and incense. Thank you very much to Heather. And you guys, all I can say is, if anybody knows where to get the legit Nag Champa, please let me know. So watch out for that fake incense, guys.